Kanu trial. Lawyer drags DSS Justice Binta Ñnamdi to court for barring journalists from courtroom. Welcome to this news. Listen to the end. And don't forget to click on the subscribe button and also the bell for notifications. A human rights lawyer, Sēñtēñçē, has filed a lawsuit against the Director General of the Department of State Services, DSS, the Inspector General of Police, as well as the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court for their roles in restricting journalists from covering the trial of Ñnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. The plaintiff filed the suit at the Federal High Court in Abuja. The same court Kanu is being prosecuted on charges of treasonable felony and terrorism. The charges, according to the prosecution, arose from Kanu's separatist agitations for a Republic of Biafra constituted by Igbo-dominated southeastern part of Nigeria. According to reports, Ñnamdi cited in the suit, which he said was instituted in defense of press freedom, how only a handful of journalists were accredited on July 23 to cover the July 26 proceedings in Kanu's trial, while many unaccredited ones were barred from accessing the courtroom. Since Kanu's first court appearance in June, after he fled the country in September 2017, the court management and security operatives have been restricting media coverage of the case that attracts local and international interest. Ñnamdi noted in a suit that is circular dated July 23, 2021, titled Media Accreditation for Ñnamdi Kanu's Trial, which allowed some selected journalists to enter the court's premises and denied others not selected entry, amount to a breach of the rights to freedoms of expression and the press guaranteed by the Nigeria Constitution and the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. He also argued that the acts of the officers and or operatives of the SSS and the police of condoning off or barricading the access routes to the entrances of the Federal High Court in Abuja on July 26 and allowed journalists whose names were contained in the July 23 circular amount a breach of the right to freedom from discrimination. In a ridiculous repeat of the media restriction, ASS operatives, complemented by the Nigeria Police Force and the Nigeria Army, on Thursday, barricaded adjoining streets to the Federal High Court in Abuja, the venue of the trial, turning journalists and lawyers away from the surroundings of the court premises. Announcing the suit, which he filed on October 18 in a statement on Friday, Ñnamdi said the indiscriminate harassment and assault of journalists and lawyers was a violation of their constitutionally guaranteed rights. Denying journalists access to the courts is an indictment on any democracy because, in true democracy, press freedom comes first, Ñnamdi said. The lawyer said it had become necessary to challenge this new regime of repression enjoying judicial support. I have resolved to challenge this circular and have filed an action in the Federal High Court Abuja, today in suit number FAC/ABJ/CS/1272/2021, subjecting the legality of this repressive document to scrutiny, Demoko said. The barrister added that security agencies had relied on the journalist accreditation circular that was issued by the Federal High Court to molest and threaten journalists and members of the public, including Omoyele Sowore, human rights activist. Demoko employed the court to issue an order of perpetual injunction restraining the defendants or through their representatives, agents or privates, or anybody or anyone acting under the authority of the defendants from giving any or further effect to the circular. Demoko also urged the court to issue an order of perpetual injunction restraining security operatives of the DSS and the police from further restricting and or preventing media houses and journalists from entering court premises based on the circular. The Director General of the DSS, the Inspector General of Police, the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, and the court's information officer who signed the accreditation circular, Catherine Christopher, are listed as respondents. The lawyer, Demoko, tracks the Department of State Service (DSS), Justice Binta Ñnamdi, the Chief Judge, and to court for barring journalists from courtroom. On the day that Ñnamdi Kanu was in court for his trial, October 21, 2021, the High Court did not allow any journalist, neither allowed anybody from covering the trial of Ñnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. So Demoko is filing a lawsuit against the Director General of the Department of Services, the Inspector General of Police, as well as the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court. Demoko, in a suit which he said was instituted in defense of press freedom, how only a handful of journalists were accredited. During the trial, the journalists were not allowed to have access to the courtroom. The police operatives, the DSS, were already manning the entrances, the streets to the High Court, sending the press back not to have access to the courtroom. What the lawyer has done is not right or wrong to file a suit to the DSS and also the Chief High Judge. You can pen down your comment in the comment section. We have come to the end of this news. Till I come your way next time, do have a great day.